Hey folks, this is Vent with Ads Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly review Neurodeck. This is a game that's coming to Steam on March 18th, 2021. It goes without saying that everything that you're about to see here, including this review, is subject to change. I mean, yeah, the game is due out in about a week or two, but, they may introduce a last-minute patch that might address something. But for the most part, what you're seeing here is reflective of the finished product. So what is Neurodeck? Well, it is a psychological deck builder. And I know what you're saying. Well, what's a psychological deck builder? Well, take a deck builder like Slay the Spire and make it all psychological, I guess. Rather than you being this hero with a sword and a shield and dungeon delving and beating monsters, adding cards to your deck that give you more attack strength and special abilities, it's more of a mind-themed game where you're going to be exploring your psyche, you're going to be taking personality tests, and meditating and other things to help ease the mind with the everyday stresses that you'll come across. Now, the enemies in this game still behave somewhat the same. It's just the art and the style of game is just a little different. As in like a typical deck builder, you're going to have, say, 3 action points to spend on your turn, and typically each card that you play, or any action that you take for that matter, will cost an action point. Another action point could be use Mind Focus, which is draw a card from your deck, although that will sap stamina. So, unlike a traditional deck builder, you actually have 2 different pools to worry about. There's stamina and sanity. Sanity is more of your psychological health. Okay, if that falls to 0, game over. Stamina, on the other hand, is your ability to play cards. Each card has a stamina cost in addition to that 1 action point cost. So Random Thoughts, for example, is a kind of card that you can play. That'll have, say, a stamina cost of 5, whereas this Comfort Food card costs 0 stamina to play. Comfort Food will restore stamina and sanity to a limited degree, but it costs no stamina to play, whereas some of your mental attack cards like Random Thoughts or Write in Your Journal or whatever will cost you some kind of stamina. So you're consistently trying to balance the 2 pools if you can and not let any one go down too low. Some cards you play will be attached to your character, like I got this stress ball or whatever, and you play it. It has no immediate effect, but it'll attach to your character like a weapon, and then it has like a one-time use. You use it, and then it goes away back into your discard pile, and it does something special. You're also going to be gaining traits over time via personality tests. Like a traditional deck builder, typically once you beat an encounter, you'll be able to branch off into, say, 1 of 2 different locations. In this game, it's not visit the shop to add a card to your deck. Rather, it's go to your room and meditate, or take this personality quiz and gain a trait, or you can upgrade a card here or remove a card from your deck. It's just, again, everything is more themed psychologically rather than, a dungeon delving theme. So the personality traits are pretty simple. Like, you'll be given this 5-question quiz, and the ones I experienced were like, are you an introvert or an extrovert? And then it gave me 5 questions, and it was just a multiple choice, pick one. Okay, based on what you chose, you got introvert, so you get this trait that is permanently unlocked for your character for this run. Those traits might be something like, when you have 0 cards in your hand, draw 2 cards, or instantly gain this whenever this happens, or something, typical. So is this game worth getting? Well, unfortunately, I was not told what the price was going to be, so I really can't base it off of that. I will say this: the art is pretty good. This game is not as deep as other deck builders that I've played. Monster Train, for example, is pretty darn deep. You can replay it several times. You can increase the difficulty through like prestiging kind of thing. And you can unlock more cards as you play. This one, you only have 2 characters to choose between, at least I do. And one is hidden behind progress, so I won't be able to actually play that character until I unlock it at some point. And then you can also choose like your starting deck, and I think there was one of 3 starting decks to choose from with my starting character. The cards that you start with, there's only like 3 or 4 cards that you start with, so again, it's not a typical deck builder that way. Other deck builders I've played, like Slay the Spire and Monster Train and Griftlands, they all have some pretty big depth to them in the sense that, you know, no 2 runs will be the same. This game, I hesitate to say that because, like I said, your starting deck is fairly limited. There's not a whole lot of character choices, and you're going to be doing the same thing every time almost. And I'm hoping to see more depth and more cards available to me as I continue to play, but I haven't seen that yet, unfortunately. Like when I lost my run, I did not unlock anything, and I was, I think, 6 levels into the encounter out of, say, 20 or 25, something like that. So it just, I didn't unlock anything. My character profile, I had no character profile that leveled up as the result of me getting as far as I did. So, like, if you're going to buy this game, you're going to buy it for the theme, not for the in-depth gameplay that is, well, lacking in this case. If you're used to deck builders that have a lot of depth to them, and you enjoy it because of that depth, then you're going to be maybe disappointed with this one. That being said, if you like the whole theme, like this is, again, you're going to buy this for the theme, not for the deep gameplay. There's some light RPG mechanics, like I said, but it's everything about this game is light, I guess is what you could call it. A light deck builder roguelike with a psychological theme. That's what you're getting here. If that sounds appealing to you, then by all means pick it up when it releases. But I personally would rather play something like, say, Monster Train or Griftlands because, you know, there's a lot more going on there. But again, you do you. If you guys haven't already subscribed to me on Twitch and YouTube, that way you can stay up to date with any new content I happen to publish. This is Vince, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.